Got it. I'll break it down into simpler terms with examples and technical explanations where needed. Simplified explanation of the editorial. Main idea: India is progressing toward clean energy, but challenges remain in funding, policy implementation, and dependence on China for critical minerals and technology. The country must develop a fair and sustainable strategy for critical minerals to ensure a successful transition to renewable energy. Key points and explanation. 1. India's clean energy progress. Over the past decade, India has made efforts to shift towards clean energy, solar, wind, etc. The government's budget for renewable energy has increased significantly, from 1,535 crore in 2015 to 32,626 crore in 2025. However, not all allocated money has been fully used in most years, which slows down progress. 2. PM Kusum Scheme 2019. This scheme aimed to install solar irrigation pumps and grid-connected solar plants on unused farmlands. But the response has been poor, with only a small portion of the planned capacity actually installed. Why is this important? It shows that just announcing schemes isn't enough. They must be effectively implemented. 3. COVID-19 and energy realization. The pandemic disrupted coal, oil, and gas supply chains. This made India realize the importance of energy independence, leading to its commitment at COP26, 2021 Climate Summit, to get 50% of its energy from renewables by 2030. To support this shift, the 2021 budget allocated 18,100 crore for battery storage technology, important for storing renewable energy. 4. Protectionism and its consequences. The government increased import duties, BCD, Basic Customs Duty, on solar modules, 40%, and solar cells, 25%, to reduce dependence on China. But this backfired. Solar installation became more expensive. Growth in solar power slowed down. Even though 46% of India's total power capacity comes from renewables, as of October 2024, coal still produces 70% of actual power output. Why? Renewable energy is intermittent, not always available, e.g. solar power at night, so coal is still needed as backup. 5. Critical minerals and India's role. To reduce dependence on China, India must develop a critical minerals framework. Socially and environmentally just, extraction should not harm local communities or ecosystems. Equitable distribution. Ensure fair access to resources. The U.S. is stepping back from leadership in this area, so India has an opportunity to lead globally. Technical terms and simple examples. 1. Critical minerals. These are minerals essential for modern technology, e.g. lithium for batteries, rare earth metals for electronics. Example, without lithium, electric vehicle EV batteries can't be made. 2. Intermittent renewable energy. Solar and wind power are not constant. Solar works only in the daytime. Wind power depends on wind speed. Example, a solar-powered house will need batteries to store extra power for use at night. 3. Grid-scale battery storage. Large battery systems that store energy from renewables for use when production is low. Example, a giant Tesla battery in Australia stores excess solar energy and releases it at night. 4. Basic Customs Duty (BCD), a tax on imported goods to encourage local production. Example, if you import a solar panel from China, you pay 40% extra as tax, making local Indian panels more attractive. 5. Protectionism versus competitiveness. Protectionism. High taxes on imports to boost local industry, e.g. higher BCD on Chinese solar panels. Competitiveness. If the local industry is not strong enough, higher import taxes can slow down growth. Final takeaway. India is moving towards clean energy but needs better policy implementation, PM Kusum underperformed, more investment in battery storage, balanced import policies, BCD on Chinese products slowed solar adoption, a fair, sustainable critical minerals strategy. India has a global leadership opportunity in this space and must act strategically. Let me know if any part needs further simplification. Along with meanings, synonyms, antonyms, and examples, vocabulary words. 1. Envisage, verb, meaning to imagine or expect something in the future, especially as a possibility. Synonyms, foresee, anticipate, visualize. Antonyms, ignore, disregard. Example, The PM Kusum scheme envisaged the installation of off-grid solar irrigation pumps on farmlands. 2. Augment, verb, meaning to increase the size, value, or effectiveness of something. Synonyms: enhance, boost, expand. Antonyms: reduce, diminish, weaken. Example: the government launched the PLI scheme to augment India's battery storage capacity. 3. Tepid, meaning showing little enthusiasm or interest. Synonyms: unenthusiastic, lukewarm, indifferent. Antonyms: enthusiastic, passionate, energetic. Example: the response to the PMQ scheme has been tepid, with less than half a gigawatt of installed capacity. 4. Herald, meaning to signal or announce something important. Synonyms: announce, proclaim, indicate. Antonyms: conceal, suppress. Example: the 2021 budget heralded a significant shift toward clean energy. 5. Counterproductive, adjective meaning having the opposite effect of what was intended. Synonyms: ineffective, self-defeating, harmful. Antonyms: effective, beneficial, constructive. Example: the high customs duties on solar equipment turned out to be counterproductive as they slowed installations. Phrasal verbs: 1. Come a long way, to make significant progress. Example: India has come a long way in its attempt to transition to cleaner energy. 2. Lead to cause something to happen. Example: the COVID-19 crisis led to major disruptions in the coal and gas supply chain. 3. Cut down on, to reduce the amount of something. Example: the government aims to cut down on its dependence on imported solar equipment. Idioms and phrases. 1. Take a leap, to make a significant change or progress. Example: India attempted to take a leap with the PM Kusum scheme, but it received a lukewarm response. A bigger role to play, to have greater responsibility or influence in something. Example: with the U.S. stepping back, India has a bigger role to play in the global renewable energy sector. 3. At the forefront, leading in a particular field or activity. Example: India must position itself at the forefront of the clean energy transition. Let me know SBIPO, IBPSPO level reading comprehension questions based on the passage. 1. Direct comprehension questions. Q1. What is the main focus of the passage? A. The role of coal in India's energy production. B. India's transition to clean energy and critical minerals policy. C. The impact of COVID-19 on India's economy. D. The dominance of China in global trade. Answer B. India's transition to clean energy and critical minerals policy. Q2. Why did the Indian government impose a 40% basic customs duty on solar modules? A. To increase revenue collection. To promote coal-based power generation. C. To reduce dependence on Chinese imports. D. To decrease the cost of solar power installation. Answer C. To reduce dependence on Chinese imports. Q3. Which scheme was launched in 2019 to promote solar energy in agriculture? A. PM-KU Beam, PLI scheme, National Solar Mission, Ujala scheme. Q4. According to the passage, what percentage of India's total installed power capacity comes from renewables as of October 2024? A. 30%, B. 46%, D. 70%. Answer B. 46%. Q5. What challenge is associated with intermittent renewable energy, RE, production? A. It is more expensive than fossil fuels. B. It requires significant land usage. C. It leads to continued reliance on fossil fuels. D. It causes environmental pollution. Answer C. It leads to continued reliance on fossil fuels. Vocabulary-based questions. Q6. What is the meaning of the word tepid as used in the passage? Overwhelming, lacking enthusiasm. C. Highly successful. D. Expensive. Answer B. Lacking enthusiasm. Q7. Which of the following is the synonym of augment as used in the passage? A. Reduce. Improve. C. Eliminate. D. Halt. Improve. Q8. Which word from the passage means leading or introducing a major change? A. Counterproductive. Herald. Envisage. De-exempt. Herald. Har 3. Fill in the blanks from the passage. Q9. The PM Kusum scheme envisaged the installation of off-grid solar irrigation pumps and solar plants on fallow farmlands. A. Diesel-powered, hydroelectric, grid-connected, D. Biomass-based. Answer C. Grid-connected. Q10. The Indian government announced the exemption of critical minerals and 35 capital goods from BCDs. C. Sound of 15, Dean 20. Answer 12. 4. True, false, or fact-based questions. Q11. India pledged at COP26 in 2021 to generate 70% of its energy from renewable sources within the next 5 years. False. India pledged to generate 50% of its energy from renewables, not 70%. Q12. The PLI scheme for solar photovoltaic modules was initially 4,500 crore but later increased to 19,500 crore. True, Q13. As per the passage, India still relies on coal for 70% of its actual power output. True 5-sentence rearrangement parajumbles. Q15. Rearrange the following sentences to form a coherent paragraph. A. India attempted a major transition to renewable energy with the PM-KUSUM scheme in 2019. B. However, the scheme received a tepid response, leading to slower than expected implementation. This scheme aimed to install solar irrigation pumps and grid-connected solar plants on farmlands. D. Despite its challenges, the scheme was introduced with an outlay of 34,422 crore. E. The realization of the need for clean energy intensified during the COVID-19 disruptions. Q14. What is the correct order of sentences? A, A, C, B, B. A, C, D, E, E, A, C, D, B. C, A, D, B, E. Answer A, C, D, B, E. Q15. Explanation of sentence arrangement for beginners. Way starts the paragraph as it introduces the topic, India's transition with PM-KUSUM. Explains the scheme's goal, solar pumps and plants. 3D mentions the funding for the scheme. 4B highlights the problems, tepid response. 5E concludes by linking the energy transition to the COVID-19 crisis. Final thoughts. This is the exact pattern of reading comprehension questions asked in SBI, PO, YIBPS, PO. You should practice more sentence rearrangement to strengthen para-jumble skills. Let me know if you need more such practice questions. Simplified analysis of the editorial. Title, Tariff Turmoil, meaning confusion or problems caused by trade taxes tariffs. Main idea. Former U.S. President Donald Trump imposed tariffs, taxes on imports, on Canada, Mexico, and China, leading to global trade tensions. His justification was to address illegal immigration and drug trafficking. But experts argue that these tariffs will harm global trade, increase prices, and fail to solve immigration issues. Key points. Explain simply. 1. Trump's tariff policy. What happened? Trump imposed 25% tariffs on goods from Canada and Mexico, except energy products, which were taxed at 10%. China also faced a 10% tariff, which led Beijing to file a complaint at the World Trade Organization, WTO, and promise countermeasures. Trump also warned that the European Union, EU, would be next. Example. Imagine a shopkeeper increases the price of certain foreign goods in his shop to punish other sellers. However, this also makes it expensive for his own customers. 2. Impact of Trump's tariffs. Stock markets in Asia fell due to fear of disrupted supply chains. Automobile industries, which rely on global supply chains, suffered. Canada and Mexico threatened to retaliate with their own tariffs. Higher prices for American consumers due to increased costs of imported goods. Possible global economic slowdown as trade restrictions increase. Example, if the price of imported mobile phones increases due to tariffs, customers will have to pay more and companies may struggle to sell them. 3. Justification. Given by Trump. Trump claimed tariffs were necessary due to a national emergency caused by illegal immigration and drugs, like fentanyl. However, using tariffs to solve immigration and drug-related issues is unusual and not effective. Instead of using law enforcement to control immigration, he imposed economic restrictions. Example, if a school has a problem with students bringing mobile phones, Instead of banning phones, the principal increases school fees for everyone. This does not directly solve the issue. 4. Consequences of tariffs. Inflation in the U.S. Imported goods become costlier for American buyers. Global trade disruption. Other countries may also start imposing tariffs. Economic pain for the U.S. If businesses struggle and costs rise, the economy may slow down. Tariffs don't solve immigration problems. They are meant for trade, not law enforcement. Example, if you increase taxes on milk because people are littering, it doesn't actually stop littering. Conclusion. Trump's tariffs might global trade and the U.S. economy more than they help. If tariffs continue, the U.S. could face long-term economic consequences, and it may take 4 years of economic suffering before realizing that tariffs are not a solution for immigration and drug issues. Final summary. Trump's tariffs against Canada, Mexico, and China are meant to tackle immigration and drug issues, but they may harm trade, increase prices, and weaken the economy instead. Let me know if you want any part explained further.